We want to solve this equation, but we can write 27 as, but we have 27 to the power x, so we can take power x on both sides. But 3 raised to the power 3 raised to the power x is just 3 raised to the power 3x, and which can be written as 3 raised to the power x raised to the power 3. Therefore, we have 3 raised to the power x raised to the power 3. And similarly, we can write 64 as 4 raised to the power x raised to the power 3. But how about 48? Look at 48 is equal to 3 times 16, and 3 times 16 it can be written as 3 times 4 to the power 2. So it means that 48 will be 3 raised to the power x and 4 raised to the power x square. And similarly, and on the right hand side we have 13 divided by 12. Okay, now I want to use the following substitution. After this substitution, our problem will look like because 3 raised to the power x is y and 4 raised to the power x is z, so we have this equation. Now we have this formula. We can use this formula here, and then we will have y plus z times y square minus yz plus z square. And here we can take out yz common. So if we take out yz common, then we have z here, plus we have taken y common, so we are left with one of the y, and we have taken out z common, so we have just y here. And on the right hand side I will have just 13 divided by 12. If you look at here, we have this cancellation on the left hand side, so our equation will be y square minus yz plus z square divided by yz, and on the other side we have 13 divided by 12. We can multiply both sides by 12yz. Now I want to simplify, so we will multiply this 12 with each of these terms, and then we get the following equation. And on the right hand side I have just 13 here, so 13 times yz is 13yz. Let's move everything to the left hand side. So we have 13yz here, so if we move it to the left hand side, then we are subtracting basically 13yz on both sides, so we will get this equation 12y square 12yz plus 12z square minus 13yz equal to 0. So the equation will become So we want to factor this equation, so we can write 25yz as negative 9yz negative 16yz plus 12z square equal to 0. Okay, so what is common here? So 3y is common definitely in the first two terms, so we will have 4y minus 3z, and minus what is common here, 4z is common here, so we have 4y minus 3z equal to 0. So 4y minus 3z times 3y minus 4z equal to 0. If the product is 0, it means that we can set both of them to 0 to find the values of y and z. We can set 4y minus 3z equal to 0, 3y minus 4z equal to 0. So we can write this equation as 4y equal to 3z And remember the values of y and z. Y is 3 raised to the power x and z is 4 raised to the power x. So let's plug in the values of y and z. So we will have 4 times 3 raised to the power x is equal to 3 times 4 raised to the power x. So we can write this equation as 3 raised to the power x divided by 4 raised to the power x equal to 3 divided by 4, and this can be written as 3 divided by 4 raised to the power x, and the right hand side is 3 divided by 4. So we can take log base 3 divided by 4 on both sides. So left hand side we will have just x, and this is just 1, so we have x equal to 1. So this is one solution from this equation. Similarly, let's solve this equation. So we have 3y equal to 4z, and let's replace the values of y and z. Y was 3 raised to the power x, and 4 times 4 raised to the power x. We can write this equation as 3 raised to the power x plus 1 equal to 4 raised to the power x plus 1. In other words, 3 divided by 4 raised to the power x plus 1 is equal to just 1. And we can write 1 as 3 divided by 4 raised to the power 0. Since the bases are same, so the power must be equal. So we have x plus 1 equal to 0. So from here we can have x equal to minus 1. It means that x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1 are the only solutions of the given equation.